Good morning. It's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. And today I want to quickly jump on and talk about your calling, your purpose in this life. So sometimes we don't know why or how we get called. But the universe has a purpose for us all, and the universe calls us all. Sometimes we learn, in my case, lessons through hardship, through having to overcome something, and sometimes the light just gets turned on. But I want to talk today about truth and light. When truth and light get turned on, when you realize something that you've never realized before, and it gets turned on, it changes everything. It changes everything in your life, right? Because the structure that you build your life upon is not always truth. A lot of times we build our lives on lies. Not lies, not like anyone's doing something evil, but this construct to which we build our lives, our marriage, our society, our family, the school system, the education system, the medical system, which is a big one that's coming up right now. All these big corporations, big pharmaceutical, big tech, big agri, all these things, right? We build our lives upon constructs that are already built, right? That are already built. They come before us. We're born into a construct. We're born into a lie, so to speak. And it's okay because we might be perfectly happy in that lie. It might resonate with us as truth, right? Because we feel happy. We feel illuminated within that construct. We feel safe. We feel loved. We feel accepted. So there's no need to question the construct or tear anything down. But when you start to feel unsafe, when you start to feel unloved, unaccepted, judged, criticized, when things start to feel wrong, or when your freedom or just who you are starts to feel small, suffocated, pushed down on, it's often because we're ready to see. We're ready to see a construct. We're ready to see truth in an area of our life that we have never seen before. And so for some of us, the lights have been turned on for many various reasons along our life path in certain areas, but not all of them. We all still live in darkness, right? In the shadow. That's what they call shadow work. So if you haven't looked up my videos on shadow work, go check that out. But all of us suppress or repress or deny or disown or keep the shadow of truth in the dark because it's easier to place in the dark. It's easier to put in the darkness, especially when it needn't ever come to light, when we're happy with it in the dark, when it's not hurting us to be in the dark. But as soon as it starts to weigh on us or to hurt us, or that we just have a realization or an awakening that we can no longer not see, right? Someone's turned into a dark room and turned on the light. And what we thought was one type of room turns out to be a completely different room. So if someone turns on the light and reveals a different room that we didn't know was there, we're not only in a different room, but we're in a different world. We're in a different universe. Because that's often what truth does. It sheds light on the darkness. And so there has to be darkness in the world. There's always yin and yang, right? That goes back in time, right? Yin and yang, the good and the bad and the good. And there has to be both. In order to have the darkness, you see the light, and to see the light, you have to know the darkness. So I'm not shaming darkness. I'm not saying it's bad that some of us live in a lie or a construct of dark. Some of us are happy in the dark. Some of us are safe in the dark. Some of us are accepted, loved, and our world is radically filled with love in that dark. And it's not a problem for us. But sometimes lights come on. Sometimes they're forced on us, and sometimes we turn them on. But whatever the reason, sometimes when a room or when an area of our life is illuminated, You can't turn a light on and then turn it off and pretend to be in the room that you thought you were in the first place. When you see the different room, you can't unsee it. So once you turn on a light, it can never be unseen. And the people around you might have had their eyes closed and missed the whole thing. So they're not in the same room as you anymore, in the same universe. They're in the old room, right? If you and your family were in the same room and you thought there was a bed and a desk and some other things in the room, that's what you remember being in the room before it went pitch dark, and someone turned on the light, but everybody else was sleeping except for you, and you saw a completely different room. And your family woke up and you tried to tell them about this room, but they couldn't visualize it. They couldn't see it. They haven't seen it for themselves. The light was not turned on in their eyes. So though they love you, although they believe you, they're still in a different room. And so this is what's happening around the world right now. You know, light is being brought to the surface, and some people who are ready are seeing it. Some people who are forced to are seeing it, right? And some people who want to are seeing it, and others are staying in the dark. And it's perfectly acceptable for people to be in the dark because everybody sees at their own pace. Everybody sees truth and light at their own pace. So what am I talking about, right? I'm just all these analogies of truth and dark. With everything going in the world, with world events, with lights that are being turned on, I believe the constructs of a lot of different worlds, of a lot of different big industries, including food, including pharmacy, including medical, possibly including tech. I think that as lights are being turned on, for many of us, when a light gets turned on, it's not just like, oh my God, I see this beautiful new room and I'm so happy to see it and everything's great. No, we grieve the old room. The old room must fall. So once truth emerges, things must fall. The old must fall away, right? The old structures must fall away. And that's why people stay in the dark much longer, than ever they should. Because a lot of things will fall. What will fall that gives your life comfort and that keeps you safe and accepted and part of your tribe? And what will fall away as the light is turned on? What structure that is holding together your life? And that's painful. Right? If it's a whole institution or a whole way of life or a whole industry or a whole dynamic, family dynamic, relationship, whatever it is, as lights get turned on and new emerges, truth emerges, the lie must fall, right? It must fall away. And that's painful. For anything to fall is painful, even if we don't want it, even if we want everything in the light. To watch and to go through the falling of the old is very, very painful, especially if the people that are in the room with you, don't see it as well, haven't seen the light yet. And then you're in a new world and they're in the old world and you're reaching across, you're trying to hold on through collapsing constructs. So it's hard, it's challenging, right? Not just in the abstract, but in the real life. And so I believe what's happening here is that eventually enough lights will be turned on and the old must fall away. And maybe all of this needed to happen, all of this going on needed to happen for enough lights to get turned on, for the truth to emerge and the lies and the old constructs to fall away. But it's painful as it falls. So be patient with people, be kind, be loving, hold space. If you are somebody who has already seen the light, hold space. You are a light keeper, right? You're a lighthouse in the dark. You are the lighthouse. You're the beacon. You are the light. You have the truth. You just stand there. The ships will see you out in the darkness, out in the harbor. That's, they know where to come to the safe harbor. So we needn't be self-righteous. We needn't be pushy. We needn't judge or criticize or make anyone feel bad for the part of the path of life that they are on. Not everybody is going to have the light turned on. Many, many people are. And we just be patient. We hold love. We hold a safe space. And even when it's scary, we stand in the light. We bathe in the light, which is truth. Like, again, once the light is turned on, once the truth is revealed, it can't be unknown. You can't unknow truth. You can't unsee light. So, once these revelations come for each and every one of us, it can't be unseen. It can't be put back in the bottle. It just can't. I've tried to put it back in the bottle. I've had so many revelations that I wish I didn't have to have. I was forced into the revelations. But again, once you see truth, once you see light, the revelation comes, the construct falls, and you can never put it back, nor do you want to, right? Because truth is forward. Truth comes from the recognition of the falling of the old and the truth that you know. And so we just continue to shine the light on what we know the truth is. And as we shine the light there, as we're not afraid, as we don't suppress it or deny it or reject it or disown it or turn away from it or feel shame or guilt or back down from it or become indifferent, we just shine the light on truth. Eventually, it'll be seen. So this isn't to judge others, to criticize others, to make others feel like they're wrong in order for you to be right. When you have truth, you know you're right. You don't need to prove it. You just keep shining a light. You just keep sending the information. You just keep showing the facts. You just keep shining the light where it needs to be shone. And eventually, enough people will see the light that the old system will crumble and new will emerge. And it is scary and it will be hard, but it will be right because truth is always right. So I hope that everyone who's watching this video understands this video, understands the date and time that I'm making this video in, understands the political circumstances and personal circumstances that are surrounding this video. And I hope for you to see the truth, to be open to the truth, and if you already know the truth, to be a beacon of light to the truth, to just hold space for the truth. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.